A designer may be certified in Photoshop, but that doesn't mean he is creative. Visual work speaks for itself. A unique resume is very important for many reasons. It shows what you're capable of, how creative you are, and it should resemble your personality. Your resume is what employers see first, so let's set a good example. Gather all your information, such as dates, duties, and accomplishments, relevant educational experiences, degrees, and certifications. Although there are various ways to organize a resume, most are chronological or functional. Chronological is the most preferred, and we will touch on more of that a bit later. Avoid overstating your achievements. You want to sound credible and give the best first impression. Avoid misrepresentation, so be precise and consistent when writing your resume. You must make an immediate impact. Your format should be simple and clean. Use a 12-point font that is simple to read. Never use all caps for anything, and do not exceed 2 pages. Always be professional. There are filters put into place to go through resumes daily. Many filters cannot accurately read text with resumes containing too much fluff. A creative resume stands out from a traditional resume, but how much is too much? Creative resumes are meant to show your personality and your creative side. However, with some search filters, your resume may have a bit too many graphics and not get recognized. Also, many HR representatives and recruiters simply don't like all the graphics. They feel it is overkill. The best way to recognize the type of resume to create for an employer is to know your audience. What are they looking for? Do they want an overly creative resume, or would a more toned down, somewhat traditional resume be best? No matter which type of resume you go with, you should incorporate proper alignments, bold lettering, a professional font type, and make it look professional. Employers look at 4 main parts of a resume: the identifying information, the objective, the experience, and the education sections. These parts determine if you're worth their time. The objective is a sentence that tells what kind of position you are seeking. The experience section should include detailed points of all your past jobs. By being specific, it will showcase your strengths and allow the employer to get a sense of your accomplishments. Finally, list all of your educational accomplishments. List what type of degree or certification you may have. A few things to exclude from your resume are personal information. Leave out your religion, race, sexual orientation, or marital status. Also, don't put anything negative on your resume. Think of all your good professional qualities and emphasize them. Tailor your resume to the job that you are applying for and use keywords. Have your resume reflect what the employer is looking for. Make sure your resume is easy to read. Avoid abbreviations or technical terms. An employer or recruiter may not be familiar with the terms. Think of your resume as a story of your career up to this point. Emphasize your accomplishments. If you use active language, the employer will form his own picture of your accomplishments. Now we are back to chronological or functional formats. The main purpose of a resume is to get an employer interested enough to invite you in for an interview. The chronological format is the most popular format used. It contains an objective and a career summary in chronological order. Then there is the functional resume, which highlights your abilities, rather than your chronological work history. You will still need to summarize your work history, but this is placed at the bottom of the resume. A functional resume is usually best if there are employment gaps, re-entering the workforce, and looking to transition into a new career. Be sure your resume is free of errors. Double check everything that you write. Ask a friend or family member to check it for you too. Then email it to yourself and check that the formatting comes through correctly. I hope that you learned something from this presentation. Thanks for watching.